Hi, how you doing? We're gonna watch a fight today, and we're back with Streetbeefs. I don't know about you, I'm quite excited. So I put Streetbeefs wrestler into the YouTube search bar, and this is the fight it recommended for me. We have All-American Wrestler versus Savage Striker. It's had about 50,000 views, and yeah, should be a good fight. So before we get into it, I'm gonna give you my prediction. All-American Wrestler versus Savage Striker. I think you'd have to be one hell of a striker to beat an All-American Wrestler. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I know I've got a lot of US viewers. As far as I can remember, All-American in terms of wrestling means that you finished top 6, I think, in the Nationals, which makes you a really good wrestler. And I once wrestled against a guy who had been an All-American some 15 years before. He'd moved to the UK, given up wrestling, played badminton, and he was still an absolute nightmare to wrestle against. He was fast, he was strong, he was aggressive. The only thing that kept me in it, and I eventually won the bout, was that he didn't really have any understanding of submissions, and so I caught him with a choke. But his wrestling was so much better than mine, and he was on top of me all the time. And if I hadn't managed to get a guillotine in, then I'd have been utterly destroyed. So my gut feel, my prediction is the wrestler's going to win. So let's get into it and watch, shall we, and see if I'm right.
Guns down, hands up as if you cross the line.
Okay, still got nice intro.
Black Venom, I get down from now. Two contenders, only one can see the finish line. 2008 is where it started, let me break it down. A grand to stop a street beef is how this league was found. I rock the sass, he was thrashing, going pound.
The Lamb, 5'8", 160. Got 2 wins, 1 tie. I'm just grateful to have an opponent.
It's not tall. It's not a big guy.
I'm gonna learn something new. I think it's gonna go
Scale,
well.
5'9", 168.
Streetbeefs, Wolverine here, man. Anytime
Wolverine?
I need to relax,
Hugh
I get
Jackman's
the
been
Delta
letting himself
Munchies.
go.
Make sure you go to Delta Munchies, get your munchie on. In this corner, we got Scout. He's 0-0 in Satan's backyard.
Doesn't look like a wrestler, does he?
In this corner,
this guy the
we
wrestler?
got the Lamb. 3-0, Satan's backyard. Good luck, man.
All right, Joe, we come to the center.
I guess we'll find out.
Come here. Touch gloves. You want over the rules? You guys have any questions? Back to your corner. Hey, where's my timer? All right, fighter ready. Fighter ready. Let's go.
That's it's not the most impressive start, is it? Hands down, sloppy kicks. Oh. Okay, so I think we can safely say that White Shorts, Scout, is the wrestler.
Take your time.
The Lamb is clearly relatively experienced on the ground. Got the guard closed, now open. He's letting him step over to mount. He's let that arm out. This isn't looking good, is it? Yeah, get the knee up, slide across, get to full mount, isolate that arm, put a bit of elbow into the face, a bit of ground and pound. It's nice. I suspect that's ground and pound learned from watching MMA rather than training it, but okay, we've got that one isolated above the head, taking it with the hat. Oh. Okay, so far, I'm both quite impressed and a little concerned. I don't think that Scout is an All-American wrestler. He might have a bit of wrestling background. He's clearly quite good on the ground. He's managed to take the other guy down with a relatively sloppy but perfectly workable double. He's managed to get to mount, and he's isolated that Americana. I think he's going to struggle to finish it from mount, because Lamb's got it nice and tight against his head, and you really want to get that away a little bit, make the lever a little bit bigger and crank it to get some real pressure through the shoulder. But yeah, hard to say. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm not thinking All-American. Oh, bit of face pressure. Mate, Maybe Lamb's actually in the driving seat here. Certainly doesn't seem particularly... Oh, that was nice. I think that's quite interesting, isn't it? And I wonder if Lamb is deliberately doing this to try and neutralise the Americana attempt. But I think that strike to the head was lovely. And what it forced Scout to do was move his body up to try and keep clear and to move across. And he's sticking to that parallel mount, and he's not going to finish this. I'd be looking to either try and step off to side control, but perhaps the cage wall's in the way. But that would let you get a nice finish on it, or possibly at this point transition to an arm triangle. You know, as a big guy that likes to spend a lot of time on top, I do tend to like to kind of work between that Americana arm triangle and, let's face it, arm bar. So let's see what we've got. See if he manages to finish it. I think he probably won't. Oh, face pressure. Oh, he's got under the chin. Did you notice at that point, as soon as that arm came up under his chin, he immediately let go of the submission he was going for? Which suggests to me that he's probably not a wrestler, because I can't see somebody that has managed to wrestle through college and got the designation of All-American just, I don't know, giving up because of a bit of pressure. So, yeah, I'm not convinced at this point that Lamb's in an awful lot of trouble, but points-wise, he's definitely losing. He's lost the Americana. Let's see what's going on now.
Elbows, right there.
He's still not bringing that arm in, is he?
Come on, punch.
And he's not trying to escape from that mount, which feels a bit odd to me.
30 seconds. Punch it. Post up.
A bit of just a bridge and roll. There. That was the armbar. That was when he should have taken the armbar. As that arm came up and he moved to the side and the arm came up the side of him, he should have just hooked it. Armbar for the taking. The guy's a bit of a numpty. There we go. Okay, we've got there in the end. Get that knee up. No. Okay. Oh, under the arm's not good. No. Don't reset. Oh, no. And it slipped out. And, oh. I think that was about to get nasty. So that was round one. Can I completely revise my my initial prediction, assuming, and I'm still not 100% convinced, that Scout is the wrestler? I don't think he's going to win. I think he managed to get the top position, but I think that's more of a reflection on Lamb's mount escapes than his own wrestling ability. But I think it's going to be a different thing in round two. Let's see.
Let's go.
Hands still nice and low. There's a good opportunity to come in with some strikes. Did I just see that? Can we go back and watch that again? Give me a second. Stick something in the comments. See if you can guess which book it is I've just taken off the shelf. I want to find something and read it to you. Just talk among yourselves. This might take me a moment. Okay, so this book is Self-Defense or the Art of Boxing by Ned Donnelly. Originally, I think, about 1880. The transitional era. And Donnelly's got an unusual way of throwing a jab. I'll read you what he says. At least I'll probably read you what he says.
Some time later.
The lead off at the head with the left hand is the only blow that is delivered while the right foot is raised from the ground. As you step in, the right foot should follow, and at the moment of striking, hang over the spot formerly occupied by the left. So, I mean, Donnelly's clearly describing a lean forward where you put all your weight on your left and you throw your left arm out for your jab, and the right is off the ground, but you're stepping in while you do that. And our friend here did not step in, but, you know, let's give him some credit and say, yeah, he was clearly doing a transitional era, early Marquis of Queensberry rule set left lead as per Ned Donnelly's instructions. So let's watch it again and see if we can genuinely say this is a proper old school boxing move. I don't think we can. Oh. Do you remember a while ago I made a video reacting to, I think it was Defend Fight Club, and I called it possibly the worst takedown attempt I'd ever seen? Yeah, well, if anything, when he shot in, he put his legs backwards and then just... Either way, he's managed to get a nice tight single, but he's very low, he's looking down. There's a potential guillotine here, Lamb's on top. He's not got that outside trip that he could have done. He could have hooked his leg around behind and then just driven forward and in and taken him. Either way, yeah, it's not looking good for our wrestler at this point, is it? Okay. I think he's tired. I suspect that's it, that he's probably gassed, because it doesn't look like he's trying particularly hard at this point. Is he attempting... Oh. You can't blame him for his reaction there, can you? I mean, that was quite a surprise. Let's go back and watch that again, because I'm not entirely sure what happened. He's got his arms wrapped around the body, and he's just caught his... Why didn't he put a bit of pressure on that leg and see if he'll pop out? I mean, I'm guessing at this point that he's a bit sweaty. That, you know, there's a nice bit of grappling lube going on there and he can slip out of that. That... I guess we probably just need to see the end to make sure that this is indeed the end of the fight, but... Yeah, you can't blame him for that reaction. Oh my god. 15 seconds.
Firstly,
okay,
I'm very grateful. He was a real strong guy.
Good for you, mate. Yeah.
I got to fight today and had to get creative again, you know.
I mean, this is one of the reasons I love Street Beefs. I love seeing how people who aren't like at the top of the game fight. I also love the fact that every now and again you get somebody come through, what is it they call it, Satan's backyard, who's actually really good, and you get this contrast here. But I think maybe in this instance they are guilty of perhaps bigging up their fighters a little bit. And I think the Lamb's pretty handy, and he'd do fairly well, and he's clearly got some training. Is he a savage striker? No, I think he spends a lot of time with his hands down, and somebody with a nice tight guard, good head movement, and good boxing would probably show him that was not a smart move. As to our wrestler, All-American wrestler, no, absolutely not. I put a fortune on it. So yeah. So what do you think? Did you guess it? Did you know that? Is this a fight you've seen? Have you watched this one before? If you haven't, did you think the wrestler was going to win, or was your money on the savage striker? Either way, it's always fun. If you've got any fights that you think I ought to be reacting to, then yeah, send me a link and we'll do it. And until the next time, yeah. Hit the subscribe. I'll see you soon. But obviously don't go yet. To those of you still here at the very end of the video, fight team.